because at least some of you out there care, we're looking at the best team so far in the very young National Hockey League season.
That's next on TwoGirlsOnSports.com.
What you got?
Hey everyone, I'm Jana.
And I'm Erica. Now we've got some breaking news from the National Hockey League. There's still a National Hockey League?
Very funny. There is actually some very big news coming out of the league right now. A big trade that would have gotten the same amount of press as the Iverson NBA trade if people cared about hockey at all. Just went down. All right, so the Philadelphia Flyers and the Tampa Bay Lightning had a very big trade over this past weekend. The Flyers acquired defenseman Matt Carlisle and a third-round pick in the '09 draft. Tampa Bay acquired forward Steve Downey, defenseman Steve Imminger, and a 2009 fourth-round pick that they actually had traded to Philly back in June. So this is a very big trade for, the National Hockey League.
Yeah. I definitely, Jana, think that the Flyers are going to benefit from this more than the Tampa Bay Lightning are going to. You have Carlisle, who's now with the Flyers. He's a very strong leader. He's a very strong defensive leader, first of all. And Philly struggles on defense, so that can't do anything but help them. And also, they've just been struggling all around this season. And the East as a whole struggles on defense, so great addition for them. Also, they have very unstable goaltending. So hopefully with the leadership, with the addition, the Flyers can definitely step back up to the plate and be the team we thought they should be.
Yeah, no, I do think this is a great trade for Philly because they had an insanely tough schedule in October, and that was really hard to get through. And when you have unstable goaltending, it often causes your defense to look chaotic, and sometimes with Philly, it was horrific. It was really hard to watch. So this is really going to help them out. Hopefully Carlisle, being a little more older and experienced, is going to come in and step in and take that defensive lead. And I think that's what Philly was thinking when they went for this trade. Now Tampa Bay, they didn't need this trade, I don't think, quite as much, but all I could think is maybe Carlisle wasn't the right fit. They just gutted that organization. They really need to gel it together. Maybe they thought, Downey would be a better fit, Eminger would be a better fit, and, to get their draft pick back was just going to be an all-around solid choice.
In Tampa Bay, they're a very well-coached, hard-working team, so I think they'll be okay, too. Even though I think the Flyers definitely benefited more, I think, because they have such cohesiveness with them, they'll be okay.
I think they're both just hoping to gel their organizations a little bit more. So, next around the league, we have the San Jose Sharks, which were projected to have a good year, but not quite the year that they started off having.
Yes, they are having a phenomenal year. Right now, they are on track for a 100-plus point season. Now, I like to see a team do really well, especially when you don't anticipate them to do even okay. But once again, the Sharks, 100-plus point season, amazing.
It's going to be great.
Amazing.
It really is. Todd McClellan is doing exactly what he was supposed to do. He was brought here to change this organization, and like we said at the beginning of the year, this organization was going to get gutted unless some changes were made, and they definitely made the playoffs and probably even won a Stanley Cup. He is on track to do that. He finally has them scoring, which, defense has been how they are. They are on track to have a great season. The only hurdle they might face is their goalie, Nabokov, has just gone out injured. However, their backup, Brian Boucher, has already 2 shutouts under his belt this season, so that's not a bad backup to have.
Not at all, not at all.
I don't think it's too serious of an injury. I think we'll see him come back, and I think San Jose is going to be a huge threat. Watch out.
Now let's move on to someone who's not going to be a threat at all, who we once thought was going to be the biggest threat, the Dallas Stars. Jana, where have they fallen? They have fallen completely off of the radar.
They were projected to at least make the playoffs.
They were. And now they are the bottom team in the league. How do you go from making the playoffs last year and virtually every year to being the worst team in the league? I don't know. Even Toronto's better than them right now.
Well, let's go to Mike Modano's thoughts on this. After playing the Bruins last week, this is what Modano's statement was. Tonight, it was idiotic and stupid. It was one of the most embarrassing things I've seen. And that's what we're going, if that's what we're going for, they need to find me an off-ice job. It was dumb penalties, dumb situations, and that's been the kind of trend it's been all season. This was targeting teammates Steve Ott and Sean Avery.
Can you blame him for being so angry? I can't blame him. You have a man who's experienced, who's tenured, who expects nothing but the best from himself, from his teammates, from the organization, and then you fall to being the worst team in the league. You have this outrage and anger that you have to express to somebody, and why not express it to the people who are responsible for your position in the league?
He has been the leader of that team since they have been the Minnesota North Stars. I think people like Sean Avery who are coming in there, you know, it's been a very messy situation for them so far this year. They do have a few players out injured, and I feel like once they come in, they might stand a better shot. You have more classy, experienced players such as Brad Richards, Sergei Zubov. I mean, once these guys come back and get healthy, Dallas should start to turn things around a little bit. But until then, Dallas is playing individual, self-absorbed hockey, and you cannot play that in hockey. The only reason the Bruins are doing so well this season is because they are playing gelled unit hockey. That's what they need to be playing. I think Avery was a huge mistake for Dallas. They already have Terrell Owens in that town. They do not need anyone else.
Hey, I like T.O.
So do I, but I mean, let's face it, a little bit self-absorbed football. All right, anyways, because I love the Canadiens and everyone else should, here's your Canadiens highlights for the weeks. The Habs are not having the best start in the Northeast, but they know how to score, they know how to defend, they know how to move the puck, and they have the best power play in the league, so still watch out for them. And Alex Tanguay has finally found a home with the Montreal Canadiens. They might need a little bit of a scorer on offense, but other than that, I think they are still going to take anything. And that's right, I am guaranteeing that the Canadiens are going to have an end season that is going to be much better than the way they started. And the Bruins are not going to be able to keep up this gelled unit that they are showing right now for very long.
Whatever you say, Jana. I'm Erica.
And I'm Jana. Thanks for watching Two Girls on Sports. Go Habs.
What you got?